fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. I trying tonight do something totally different, doing my top 10 movies. If anybody wants to come on, they could give their top 10, make a list. I got video clips of my top 10. But before we start, I wanted to get onto one thing just to kind of show you the new narrative. Basically, the new narrative in the world right now in the U.S. is that as Americans, we have to pay more for oil and gasoline because what's going on in Ukraine, and we should be kind of like proud of this. So, and we got Eliza here back in action.
Hello, everybody.
How are you? You got your top 10 movies?
Oh, I know them off the top of my head.
All right, we'll go over it. But I wanted to go over one thing before we jump into that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about what they're saying. Their new narrative now is that we should be almost happy to pay more for oil and gasoline. They're saying because we have to expect this because of the war in Ukraine, and you should be happy. And I'm going to show you two short videos of what these people are saying. Even a senator gets on and he says, every time you put the nozzle into your car with the pump, think about you're shooting Putin. Like, really? Like, I got to be happy that I'm paying like $5-6 a gallon. It's probably going to be 10. And I got to, like, every time I put the thing in the thing, I'm thinking about, like, I'm getting Putin.
Before you even show anything, all I'm going to ask is this how white men are getting their rocks off now? We got to sit there and imagine that we're sitting here and killing other people?
Yeah, this is the new senator that's doing this. So here is here's a news from CNN, and watch how she does it. And then I'm going to show you Colbert at night, what he does, that he insults us. But I'm going to show you this one first.
At home at the pump a lot higher, Kate, but as you mentioned, people we've spoken to over the last couple weeks, they're okay paying higher prices if it means holding Russia accountable for what they are doing in Ukraine. But these prices are likely going to creep higher, Kate. We'll see how they feel in the next week or so. Kate?
Yeah, and the big question, the big unknown is, do any of these moves change Putin's behavior, change the way he is acting right now?
So you heard that. She said the people are okay paying higher price. I want to see the people she interviewed that would say that. Oh, yeah, I'm okay with paying, $5 a gallon, which it's going to go up to like 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm sorry. I think she misread that whole clip, because what I think it should have said is that they are happy getting paid more to sit there and tell the sheeple that they should be appreciative of having to pay out.
This is what they're trying to sell people. So I'm saying to myself, this is an easy sell because, look, we've been telling people for how many years fluoride's no good for you, and people are still drinking the water. So I'm going to show you this one, though. This one's even better. Listen to this. Listen to Colbert here. Listen to this guy. He's a clown.
They're now discussing banning imports of Russian oil. Take that, Putin. We're not going to buy our gas from a war criminal. We're going to buy it from the good guys, Saudi Arabia. But it's going to cost. Since the invasion, oil prices have skyrocketed. Today, the average gas price in America hit an all-time record high of over $4 per gallon. Okay, that stings, but a clean conscience is worth $1 or $2. I'm willing to pay It's important. Right. It's important. I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla.
So you guys heard him, right? He goes, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla, $150,000 Tesla. Well, hey, Mr. Colbert, I'll pay $15 a gallon. Give me your Tesla. How's that? And he makes $14 million a year, I think, some crazy number. So you know what? Pay me $1 million a year. I'll do your job better than you on TV, and I'll pay $30 a gallon. How's that sound? This is the shit they're selling us now. Oh, well, you know, it's going to cost you a little more, but I drive a Tesla. So this is the shit. I just wanted to let people see this, to let you know this is the new agenda now. Expect to pay more and be happy. You know, expect to own nothing and be happy.
My thing is this. My thing is this. Whenever it comes to all of this, at the end of the day, if you believe what the society is sitting here and showing you on from any aspect of it, then you know what, they're right. You deserve exactly what you get. And if you want to sit there and believe that you should sit there and feel some type of way, you should be appreciative, then I'm not going to argue with them. You should, because obviously you can't think for yourself. And if you can't think for yourself, then you deserve to sit there and follow whatever your masters tell you to fucking think at the end of the day. You know, there's a few of us that see through the BS. And some of us that don't. And honestly, like I said yesterday, I'm not here to argue with nobody, baby. Look, it's not my job to sit there and convince you not to do this. It's not my job to convince you to do anything else. It is up to you. All I ask is that you sit there and use your brain, that big old thing that's behind your eyelids and your big ass forehead. And you sit there and use that. Let that bitch turn on and actually start making some cognitive thoughts. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if that's what you want to believe, it's what the media and the TV is telling you, then you know what, you darn right. You deserve everything they sat there and said.
Now, I will say one thing. The sheeple, I'll call them, not the people watching the show, but most of them will wake up a little bit when it starts hitting their pockets. See, that happens. But when you tell them something like it's no good for your health, they don't pay attention. They don't care if they're, poisoning themselves. But when it comes to money, people wake up. But let's get on to the good subject now, because we need some happy news once in a while, right? So we're going to go over, I'm going to go over my top 10. Now, how I base this, I have a lot of movies I could have put in here. For example, I didn't put The Godfather in here, okay? Because I'm looking at it like, this is how I'm doing this. If I'm trapped on an island, and, I mean, obviously, I would want instructional videos, how to survive, but I'm not including those. So what I'm doing here, I'm putting movies, and I said, well, if I'm trapped on an island, I want to entertain myself, and what movies would I take with me? And these be my top 10. I know you said you have them in your head, so let's go over yours, Eliza, first. What is your number 10 movie?
My number 10 movie would be The Page Master.
The Page Master. Now, I'm not familiar with it, but I'm going to Google it.
It was an old movie, and it had Macaulay Culkin in it, and it was one of the first movies that they had about reading books and the magic of actually reading books.
So it's like a Harry Potter type movie.
Yes, years before Harry Potter actually existed. What it was is that it actually went from a live action to a cartoon, but literal to a tune, and then it went back to a live action, and in the process, this child was supposed to learn something about himself. Before she knocks over that glass.
I think I got
here, Dad, can you go put that up? You got it? All right. But initially with that, it was just a matter of having something that was visually captivating that made me feel
a cartoon and a movie.
Yes.
Was it? Okay, because I'm looking at it now. I want to make sure I got the right one. I'm going to just put it up on the screen, the trailer, and just play a little bit of it so people kind of get an idea what movie this was. And let me just get it up on the screen.
Dad, are you chiming in this?
So we have Eliza's movie. Now, anybody in the audience have any other type of movie? Just let us know what would be your top 10 if anybody wants to play along with this. But I'm going to show you a little bit of the Page Master that she's talking about.
That's my top 10.
Yeah. The only problem is it's not going to have sound, so I rather just show because I can't I can't play movies. I don't know why they don't show. Let's just try it.
I was going to sit there and say do the audio. But then again, I guess the visual would be better.
Yeah, I gotta check it and make sure. I did it the other day and it didn't work right. So let me just see if maybe it will today.
I'm not at home. I'm actually out with my dad. So it's funny because your name is Pops and I call him Pops, so I have to call him Dad so he can actually know who I'm talking to.
Yeah. So let's just see if it does play with the volume. And here we go. Here's the trailer.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
No.
See, yeah, that's the problem. So as you can see, this is like a fantasy type movie. I'll just do a little talking to show people. It looks like an earlier version of a Harry Potter type with cartoons.
Yes.
Pretty nice. Pretty cute.
My number 9 was The Never Ending Story.
I'm going to do mine, and then we'll go back to you. Okay. I'm going to do my number 10, then we'll get to number 9, which I love Never Ending Story, by the way, but I didn't put that on my top. So I'm going to start out with my number 10. My number 10. I like a lot of big type of movies. I like epics and stuff. So my number 10 is Kingdom of Heaven with Orlando Bloom. I like it. Kingdom of Heaven. I like it. It's kind of like a Knights Templar movie, history, shows the Arabic side of it and things, these people hold off Jerusalem, basically, the Templar Knights, and they abandon them, and the people end up defending it. But anyway, I'm going to show you the trailer, and it's called Kingdom of Heaven. So that's my number 10, and here it is.
Be without fear in the face of your enemies. Safeguard the helpless, even if it leads to your death. That is your oath. Rise a knight! Rise a knight!
What becomes of us?
The world will decide. The world always decides.
A new world. A better world than has ever been seen. There, you are not what you were born, but what you have it in yourself to be. A kingdom of conscience. Peace instead of war. Love instead of hate. That is what lies at the end of Crusade. Every day you will be a good man. What God desires is here and here. Give me a war.
That is what I do.
Defend Jerusalem. That is your oath. The king has no need of a perfect knight.
I offer you the world.
You are a princess. And I am no lord. You have my love and my answer.
I go to pray. For what? For the strength to endure what is to come.
So that is my number 10. One thing I liked about one of my favorite parts of the movie is because we have to realize one thing. that was starting to realize what history is. The winners write the history. I am a Christian, but a lot of these Christian, like the Templars, they were ruthless. And this movie kind of shows you that part of them where they killed innocent people. Like today, what goes on in, certain ways that America does things. But I love the part when the Arabic leader gets up to Orlando Bloom. Now, Orlando Bloom's defending Jerusalem with civilians. All the knights left. They didn't want no part of it. And Orlando Bloom holds him off. But now they go to make a deal because he knows he's going to lose eventually. So he tells the Arabic leader, Saladin, I think his name is, he says, we want to leave, but, we're worried about you killing us, kind of, So he tells him, you have my word. Lay your weapons down and you leave, and you will not be touched. Everybody can leave. All the civilians with their kids. And he says, how do I know? And he's actually right away. He turns around. He says, because I am Saladin, and my word is everything. Like, this is honor, okay? You don't find honor too much. But the Muslims were like that. Now, I'm sure they had bad parts, too, where they killed people. But I like that part where it kind of showed, like, I'm an honorable man, But it was a really good movie, a lot of action. And we got Marcus here, ex-Marine.
How you doing?
But, well, Mark, what is your number 10? Full Metal Jacket? No, I don't know.
Nah. I gotta say, in my top 10, The Bronx Tale.
All right. So I don't know if people know The Bronx Tale. It's a really good movie. I wish I could put up all their stuff, but I can't. Basically with Robert De Niro. And it's an interracial relationship that back in those days was frowned upon a lot, especially with an Italian family. And it shows you the side, and this kid don't care and the girl don't care. And it's actually a real good movie. What's your favorite part of that movie? Because I know my favorite part.
Wait, Robert De Niro's in The Bronx Tale? I've never seen him in... Oh, yeah, he's the dad.
He's the father. He's the dad. He's the bus driver.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of that movie?
I think my favorite was... I don't know if it's a whole part, but I think overall the message of the movie, if I want to say it.
Well, go ahead.
I think it's just it's a compare contrast between both men wanting to have the best for the kid. Both looking out for him. He's saying, hey, you don't want to be like me, when the gangster's telling him, you don't want my life, son. Like, you don't want my life.
Yeah.
I want you to learn from my mistakes so you don't become like me, basically.
My favorite part is who is I forgot the actor's name that plays the head gangster. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Bronx Tale.
Great actor.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Heath Ledger, are we?
No. Bronx Tale. I gotta show an image of it too, the movie, just so people kind of know what movie it is. And let me see the actor's name. Bronx Tale cast. Okay. This was kind of his life experience. They say he wrote it almost about himself, or De Niro did. Oh, Chaz Palminteri. I think Chaz Palminteri. So I love the part where these bikers come in the bar and they're drinking and they're getting rowdy and they don't want to leave. So one of the people, like the little kids, runs and gets Chaz Palminteri, who's the gangster that runs the neighborhood. So he gets his guys. They go in the bar. They lock the door, and the bikers are looking at them like, because they asked them to leave early. They won't leave.
Their faces just sunk.
He locks the door, and he's got his boys with him, and he looks at him, and he goes, now you can't fucking leave. And they beat the shit out of them. I love that part.
You got a guy squishing the guy from the bar, the big guy.
And I learned the dating thing with that movie, too. Do you remember the part where he says, do the door test?
Yep.
And if the girl doesn't reach over and open the door,
she's a selfish broad.
Yeah, get rid of her. I love that part. All right, so we did our number 10.
Hold on, guys. If I do remember correctly, wasn't this the story where there was 4 friends and it was like I'm sorry, I was half able to hear you because I'm here with my dad and my nieces and stuff like this. Technically, yes, you're my niece. But whenever it came to, wasn't that the Italian movie where the 4 boys that sat there and band together, they were friends for life, but whenever they were kids, they had some really, really traumatic experiences happening, and they were sitting there talking to like a priest. Okay, so obviously I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
I think you're talking about Stand By
No,
Me.
that is not. I am not thinking about Stand By Me.
The one where they're on the roof. They're on the roof.
No. That is something completely different. I'm talking about one where
they were getting
it was
molested by the priest or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not this movie.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, even though that one I was talking about, the one that you just mentioned, that was a damn good movie. I wish I remember what the title was. That was high on the list.
And we got by the way, we got Trash Can Waves in the house. He has his own channel. One of my favorite channels. It's even on when you go to my when you actually go to my channel, you'll see I recommend it. It's on there. If you want to get kind of a really good opinion of what's going on out there, he's another one that gets a lot of information and actually shows you a lot of stuff.
Oh, I can recall a favorite scene of mine from A Bronx Tale. You remember that scene?
Oh, you're too late.
Hold on.
I gave you your chance. No,
let me
I'm teasing you.
I know. Remember when Khalid Jiro, he's walking down the street, he spots the guy that owes him $20, right? And then the gangster tells him, "Hey, what are you doing? See?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What? That punk, he owes me $20. He's been ducking and dodging me." He's like, "What? Think about it. For $20, he's out of your life for $20. You don't have to ever deal with him ever again. So consider yourself well off and cheap."
By the way, Eliza, Trash Can, remember the name? I couldn't get it. Sleepers is the name of the movie you were talking about.
With Brad Pitt?
No, Brad Pitt's not in Sleepers. I forgot who it was, but Sleepers.
It was Robin De Niro, because Robin De Niro was he was one of the priests. He wasn't the one that actually did it. He was one of the other ones that one of the other characters felt safe in going to.
Kevin Bacon's in it. Dustin Hoffman. Brad Pitt's actually in that movie.
Yeah, for a hot second.
Yeah, but they're in there. Okay, so
this is when all of them went to court because they were the person that literally sat there and traumatized them as kids was being held accountable on something else.
Now, do we have anybody in the audience has a number 10 movie that like to just bring up?
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody has any movies. I know, Lop, you got a bunch of movies in your brain. But we'll jump to number 9 then, okay? So what would be, we'll go with Eliza first. What is your number 9?
Sleepwalkers.
Sleepwalkers. Let's see what movie that is. You got a lot of good movies I've never seen. I'm gonna have to watch some of these.
Sleepwalkers is about this mom and son team that literally they were like cat people. They were I honestly think that they were descendants from like Egyptian gods or something like that, but they were cat people. And occasionally they changed into cats, but the only ones that could actually see them were cats.
Yeah, I have some pictures of it. Really, you like these horror flicks, huh?
I love horror movies.
Yeah,
I love horror movies.
Yeah, you love it. I could see that's up your alley.
Yeah, so it really is.
Number 9. I've never seen this one. I'm probably gonna watch it. Sleepwalkers, and we'll go to
there we go. Yep.
We're gonna go to Marcus now. And what movie would you say, Marcus?
I like Inglourious Bastards.
All right, I know that one. That's
Quentin Tarantino.
It's a funny type of movie, but it's good. Inglourious Bastards. If people don't know, I'm gonna pull it up just so you guys can see what kind of. So Brad Pitt's in this movie. It's a World War II, but you could tell them a little bit about him, Marcus. What's the theme of the movie?
The theme of the movie was basically the army. They get a division of Jewish American soldiers and go and fight against the Nazis. It's led by Brad Pitt's character, and he's supposed to be, the guy that does undercover missions, trying to get infiltration, and then you have a French, she's Jewish but French survivor in the beginning of the movie that she runs away and escapes while her family is murdered. And she knows she runs a theater. And then Michael Fassbender gets involved. He's an agent from the British division. And then you see who's that actor from Austin Powers?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Mike Myers.
Oh, Mike Myers. There you
Mike
go.
Myers is the boss of Michael Fassbender. Ends up working with Brad Pitt's team. They get caught up in a bar. You know, the whole shootout, and then Hitler is gonna attend the alleged so-called theater, and then Eli Roth shows up, and you know, he's called the Bear Jew, Eli Roth's character. Yeah, he's known for being Nazis with the bat, and you got that other actor BJ Novak from The Office. He's known as the little man, the little guy, and you know, it's a very colorful movie, and that villain. The villain is the greatest part, I think, of the movie. The villain.
I got Trash Can in the audience. Now, he picked one of my, I mean, it's not one of my top 10, but it is one of my kind of favorite movies. I love this movie. Actually, they made a part 2, which wasn't as good, but it was good. Called
Boondock Saints.
Yeah. I can't even pronounce sometimes. Boondock Saints. Just kind of show you. Let me see.
It's with Norman Reedus and the other actor. I can't remember the other actor.
It's a really good movie. A lot of action in it. A lot of good acting. You know, one of those reminds me of some of those English movies they make with a lot of action. Like I forgot the name of them.
That was one of my favorite movies too. I loved Boondock Saints.
I love this guy, the father.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Look at all the guns.
The funniest part about that is that, okay, so I had so many friends sitting there and telling me around the same time I was watching, you know, they were trying to tell me to watch Scarface. Right. You know, you couldn't talk about Scarface without talking about Boondock Saints. And I was just like, Boondock Saints, you know, by the time I'm hearing about them, literally we had the cartoon Boondocks. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to sit there and watch some cartoon about some raggedy, you know, some raggedy ghetto people. Yep. No, when I saw that movie, baby, I was like, oh, okay. That's the very first time we all saw boy that plays Daryl from Walking Dead, and oh yeah, he became one of my favorite actors for long. Yeah.
The Trash Can said the toilet scene's dope, and he's like just
it is.
I guess he's got his head going in the toilet like he's gonna stick it in there, and
and then he had it. Yeah,
I forgot that movie. I'm actually gonna watch it again. It was really good. See, now, a lot of the movies I picked, I picked them for replay value, too, because I was imagining myself stuck on an island. Now, some of the movies you guys are picking probably would be up there, but I'm picking more of a great movie and replay value. So I got my number 9. It's a classic, and it is Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And here we go. I got a little...
Classic.
Jones, you're a man of many talents.
The Ark. It is something that man was not meant to disturb.
An army which carries the Ark before it is invincible.
Indiana
Jones! Let her go.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? I'm going after that truck. Oh, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Trust me.
I tell you, that movie, I could watch that movie 10 times.
Really?
And we got Tony Bruno in the house. Tony Bruno. He likes when I do that. So we got Tony here. He has Ex Machina, great movie about AI. I recommend highly. I've seen that movie. Has anybody seen it?
I have not. I do apologize. I have not seen that, but it sounds intriguing. As far as Raiders of the Lost Ark, baby, I grew up on that.
So you gotta now that you found the movie you didn't see, you should definitely watch it.
I'm making a list. I'm making a list of stuff
I'm going to show you Ex Machina that Tony was talking about. I'll just show you a couple pictures.
Okay.
It don't play, but So what this movie's about is this guy, he's real rich. He's like super rich, and he has like this private house up in like, I don't know where, in the mountains somewhere.
Like
and,
Epstein.
Yeah. And he builds this robot, and it is, I mean, it probably is a real person playing it, but they make it like it's a robot. But the trick photography, and I'm sure in the future, there will be robots like this.
Those androids look like that right now.
Yeah, and it's a really good movie. Something I would recommend myself. Not my top 10, though. You know, I have my own kind of movies I would want, but it's a definite great movie. So now, anybody else got any movies? Oh,
I mean, what number are we at? Are we at our
number 8? We're at number 8.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get this out of there, and so we're gonna go to you first, Eliza. Okay. What is your number 8?
My number 8 movie is the okay. I would have said it's The Shining, but it's actually a combination of The Shining and Dr. Sleep. Okay, so I am a huge Stephen King's fan. Okay, so honestly, you give me 10 movies from Stephen King. If I'm on an island, baby, I'm happy. Okay. I got my peace. I got my horror. Shit, I'm a happy camper. Don't try to rescue me. Fuck you. I don't see you. I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna be incognito. Just give me my movies and I'll be all right. Okay. So it is a mix between The Shining and Dr. Sleep. And anybody that has actually seen The Shining, it is revolving around the premise of a man named Jack. She got fired from a job. He drives all the way out to this area, this remote area, where there's a hotel. And I want to say it's like somewhere in something that starts with a C. Baby girl, don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you. And
what's the name of it?
Pretty much he's the caretaker. The Shining. He ends up being the caretaker of this cute hotel.
You say The Shining is,
but in The Shining, well, it's a combination of The Shining and Dr. Sleep. So let me go ahead and tell you what Dr. Sleep is.
So there's a movie that's a combo of both of these?
Yes, okay. It's hard to explain. Okay, so when it comes to this, if anybody has actually seen The Shining, the little boy Danny, who the movie is named after, he has this huge shining, and that's what they call it. He has his gift, this power. Honestly, I think it's just he had a very, very open conscience at that time, so he could see spirits, see ghosts, see things differently, and they called it The Shining. So, in
Eliza, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I can't.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Better? Okay. So in Dr. Sleep, there's this black girl that has a shining that is actually stronger than Danny's. And it is now like in the Shining, it was the old black man that was there to help Danny. He was almost strategically put in the hotel to be able to help Danny with his gift. In Dr. Sleep, the roles were reversed. Danny is ironically strategically put in a certain place to help this young girl. And these characters, and this is another reason why I love this movie, they're called soul eaters. They look like people, but they are not people. And what they are meant to do is to sit there and find other people that have shining and to devour their souls.
Similar to our politicians right now.
Well, yes, ironically, except they look way better. They look way better. But if you ever get a chance to watch Dr. Sleep, I tell you, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, being that you're a Christian man, look at it from a spiritual perspective, you will love the movie. It will make
the name of the movie is Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep. That is the
okay. That's what I was trying to. I want to pull it up.
Yeah,
hold on,
it's with Danny Torrance grown up.
Yeah, so here we go. We got some pictures of it. Right? That's the movie, I would imagine. Dr. Sleep. Looks good. You in these horror films, you like them. That's a famous actress. I forgot her name, but oh, look at this. There we go. Looking a little like you, Eliza. Is that what you when you were a young girl? Were you like this? They look like you, like when you were about 16. Can you hear me? I don't know if she can hear me.
I think her service.
Yeah.
You must have that Boost Mobile.
Yep. I can't hear you, Eliza. You're just frozen. So this is Dr. Sleep. Eliza's number 8 pick, and I didn't know if you see it because I showed you it looked like you at 16 years old. There you go.
Yes.
A little spooky there.
Hey, this little girl is the shit. This little girl is the shit, and she's beautiful. So yeah. Hold on a second.
Number 8, Dr. Sleep. People write it down. I've never even seen that movie. And
I watched it a couple years ago.
So what would be your number 8, Marcus?
Mine would have to be. I have to go with John Carpenter.
Hold on, guys. I have to go for a second so I can, because my husband's calling on the phone. That's why you guys weren't able to hear me. So I'm going to have to a minute, and then I'm going to.
Okay. So where are you
All right,
at?
I'll be right back.
John Carpenter's, which movie of John Carpenter?
The Thing.
The Thing. Wow, that's a classic movie. Great movie. I can't say it ain't because it is.
Kurt
Russell.
That movie. Yeah. That's what made me love Kurt Russell as an actor.
Yeah, Kurt Russell was great in his younger days. I liked him in. I actually liked him in Stargate. He was pretty good in there.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you gotta see that. That's a really good sci-fi. I'm gonna actually have my next show is gonna be like top 10 sci-fi movies, top 10 mafia movies, top 10 movies that you never probably seen that are good. Because I know a lot of movies that are older that people have never probably seen. Even some of the ones I picked tonight. Younger people have probably never seen them. You should write them down. So we got number 8, The Thing. It's a classic. That's like almost a cult movie, if that's how good it is. And we have who came in here? We got Accountability for All. I don't know if anybody knows who he is. Definitely subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of audits with police, and he's for the people. He's defending our rights. And if we had a lot of people like him out there, I think we would have a lot better freedom in America, because this guy fights for it. And anybody, you can drop your channel in Accountability. Josh just drop it in there. And so we're going to go to my number 8. I kind of like a lot of old classics. I like epic movies. This has a little bit of everything in it. It's a little bit of Gladiator. It's a little bit of Jesus. It's a little bit of action, and Rome and stuff. So my number 8 is Ben-Hur, the original with Charlton Heston, and let's put it on here and show everybody.
You may conquer the land. You may slaughter the people. That is not the end. We will rise again. The day Rome falls, there will be a shout of freedom such as the world has never heard before. I believe in the past of my people and in their future.
You are a conquered people.
Kill me and your mother and sister will die today.
Judah!
May God grant me vengeance. I don't believe in miracles.
All life is a miracle.
I should kiss you goodbye.
Oh, Judah!
My people are praying for a man who can drive their team to victory over Messala. You could be that man.
My earliest memory of my dad is from the set of Ben-Hur. The one that really stands out in my mind is he used to give me rides in the chariot. How could that not stick in the memory of a young man?
If you stay here, you will find yourself part of this tragedy.
I am already part of this tragedy. This is the day.
So that is, I'm going to drop the link. I think the link is pinned on top, but I'll drop it anyway for you guys in case it ain't there for some reason. So that's my number. What are we on? That was number 7, right? Or 8? I think 8.
Yeah, we were on. Now
that was my number 8. I think if you've never seen that movie, they made a remake of it, of Ben-Hur. Nothing like the original. That is a great movie. A lot of replay value. That's what I picked it to, because I could watch that movie over and over again. Let me see. Somebody asked about the link. And it's pinned on the top for anybody, but I'll just drop it on the bottom again for you. And let's see. And okay. Okay, let's go to number 7 while I'm doing that. So Marcus, what would be your number 7? And give us a little description of it.
I like Jojo Rabbit. The one came out about 3 years ago.
I've never seen that, so give me a little bit. What's it about?
Oh, you'll love it. It's directed by Taika Waititi. Mm-hmm. It's kind of more of a funny, comedic way, a lighter way, opposite of Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. Okay. This is from the perspective of a German child going through school and the propaganda and what it took to kind of install and brainwash kids into thinking what Hitler was doing right. Directed by Taika, and the mother.
You can see it.
Yeah, and the mother is the mother playing the actress playing the mother of the child is Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, and she's basically kind of like Anne Frank in a way, where she would help other Jewish people get away, but it was telling you without telling you. And
who's playing Hitler?
That's the director. The director's playing Hitler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like really. I'm gonna watch this. I've never seen this movie. See,
it won awards. It got so many nominations and it won awards. And Rebel Wilson, it's in it, and Sam Rockwell.
Pretty nice, yeah, cool movie. And that was your number 8.
Number 7.
Okay, no, Ben-Hur. Oh yeah, it's your number 7, correct? All right, now we're gonna get to my number 7. It's probably a movie that you've probably seen the TV series, but I don't know if you've seen the movie. And I can just tell you, well, I'll tell you my favorite part after I show you the clip. But I'm coming in here with number 7 because I love these type of movies anyway. My number 7 is Spartacus with Kirk Douglas.
Oh,
wow. Some of you people have never seen this movie. Tony Curtis is in there. I don't know if you guys know who that is. A great actor. His wife is actually a great actor. She's in it. And Kirk Douglas. Now, Kirk Douglas just passed away. He was like 103 or something. And you can see this guy, they didn't have the weights and stuff back in those days like they have now. But you can see he's in really good shape. He's a great actor. And here we go. Spartacus.
9 Roman armies have been destroyed by Spartacus, and our defeat will mean the fall of Rome.
Spartacus, a motion picture unequaled in the entire history of filmmaking, unlikely ever to be surpassed in the magnitude of production, in the fervor and passion of its conflict, in the tenderness and beauty of its love story. Nothing was spared to make Spartacus the superb achievement it is. Neither time, nor money, nor talent. For in Spartacus, you will see the finest cast ever assembled, relive history's most exciting and inspiring drama. Starring Kirk Douglas as Spartacus, slave, gladiator, invincible fighter. Laurence Olivier as Crassus, symbol of Rome's majesty and might.
I'm not after glory. I'm after Spartacus.
Gene Simmons as the slave Erinia, whose body was bought and sold, but whose love enveloped Spartacus with a radiance few men have known. Charles Laughton as Gracchus, the leader of the Roman Senate. Peter Ustinov as Batiatus, shrewd and devious dealer in human flesh. John Gavin as Julius Caesar, ambitious staff officer. Tony Curtis as Antoninus, who loved Spartacus like a brother. In the powerful story of the gladiator rebel who sprang from slavery to challenge the awesome might of Imperial Rome.
The symbol of the Senate, all the power of Rome. I imagine a God for slaves. And I pray.
What do you pray for?
I pray for a son who'll be born free.
So
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah. So as you can see, that movie though, you have to realize another thing. They didn't have trick photography like now. That was actually thousands of people on that screen.
Jesus.
Okay. There was no way they could just like put them in like they do today. You know, they get 100 guys and they can make it look like 10,000. That is actually them many people. So there's thousands of people in there. And you can see how large the armies were. I mean, they were massive, but that's real people. So that is my, what was that? My number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, my number 7. And now we're down to number 6. We're getting down to the nitty gritty a little more. What is, and let's see what some of the people in the audience like. I know one guy had Top Gun. Great movie. You know, Top Gun could probably maybe sneak in my top 20. Top 10, not for me, but it is a great movie. I think it's probably one of the best movies Tom Cruise ever made. And we have Jacob's Ladder, I think somebody put in here. Pretty real good movie. Tango and Cash. Man, you like those movies that like kind of make you laugh, but with action, huh, Trash Can? And Aliens, I see Trash Can put Aliens up there. Now that is that is definitely that's probably in my top 22, but that's sci-fi. That's another show I'm gonna do. So we're down to number 6. What do you got there? What are you picking, Marcus?
I gotta go with The Departed.
Departed. That's with
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I got it. That's excellent movie.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, give them a little what it's about. I know what it's about, kind of, but if you didn't, Jack Nicholson's in there, right? So that makes and Matt Damon, so that makes it an instant classic.
Yeah, it has Martin Sheen, Mark Wahlberg, Leo, Matt Damon, Leo, and Baldwin, Alec Baldwin.
There you go, Mark Wahlberg. Look how young these guys are in there, huh?
Yeah. So basically, it was 2 kids growing up on the wrong side of Boston, but one of them was obviously under the influence of Jack Nicholson's character as a young protege, aka Matt Damon, and then you had Leonardo DiCaprio, who was kind of like the good sheep, but around black sheep of his family in a way, the reputation that he had, and so they grow up, and Leo tries to go to the academy, but he ends up dropping out, or they end up disqualifying him because of his so-called history. But they end up using him as like a sort of informant under the special undercover division.
Right.
And then Matt Damon obviously is a regular who is actually a rat in disguise, worked for Nicholson. So he's actually the main villain along with Nicholson, and it turns out Nicholson's an actual FBI informant the whole time.
Just with that cast alone, that movie's a blockbuster. I mean,
absolutely
anything Jack Nicholson is in, I'm watching anyway because he's one of my favorite actors. And then you got DiCaprio. He is a great actor too, but I just love Jack. I mean, that guy is a classic. There's no Jack Nicholson.
And for anybody who hasn't seen it, a lot of people die in that movie.
Yeah.
And directed by Martin Scorsese, so it's going to be great.
Yep. And that is your number 6, right? I think I got the numbers right.
Yes.
All righty. So I'm going to go with my number 6. You know, I got to get a little sci-fi in here, but my number 6 is Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back, and here we go.
Nice.
And here's 2-0.
I know.
Why are you here?
I'm looking for someone. Right. You know him?
Take it to him, alien.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No. Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
Don't do that.
Break him.
Put that down. Now Hey! My dinner!
Dear.
I'm not afraid.
Join me, and I will complete your training.
Wonderful!
Patience. Never his mind on where he was. What he was doing. Excitement.
Never tell me the odds.
All right. Stewie!
Don't say things like that.
That's right.
There is another.
So that's my number 6, and the reason why it really, I mean, back in my days when that first came out, special effects weren't really like they are now. So that movie was a little ahead of its time with the special effects. And, you know, who don't love any Star Wars movie? But that's probably my favorite one. My number 2 favorite Star Wars probably Return of the Jedi. But that is my number 6. And I'm sure most people have seen that. If you haven't, make sure you go see that. So now we're down to the top 5. We're starting to get close to that number 1 slot. I know I'm one. I think I know what your number 1 is, Marcus.
Oh, God.
But we're going to get to number 5. What do you have in store for us?
All right. Well, I have to go with this, and this was tough for me to say, but The Dark Knight was actually one of my favorites.
Batman: The Dark Knight. Believe me, that was in my head too. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite Batman movie. There's no other Batman movie that to me that's better than that movie. That one.
Just the acting was amazing, and the story was great.
Perfect to me. The best Batman, best Joker. I mean, you know, it don't get too much better than The Dark Knight. Let me bring up some pictures. I'm sure everybody has seen that movie. I love the vehicles in Dark Knight. Like when he came out with that car.
Oh yeah, and the bike.
Yeah, it was like they brought it. They brought that ain't Dark Knight. They brought Dark Knight to the next level. Not too many. I'm surprised there's not too many pictures of Dark Knight. Wow. Well, probably I gotta put the Christian. Yeah, well, Christian Bale. I mean, you know, he's the best Batman. Some people like the first guy. I forgot what his
Michael
name.
Keaton.
Yeah, I like Keaton, but I think Bale's just a better actor. Period. Anyway.
It's just the way that he was portrayed and the way Christian Nolan wanted to take it in his director's turn.
And the special effects didn't hurt, you know. So we got Batman: Dark Knight for your number 5. Now, my number 5. A lot of people know I am a religious man, even though I do a lot of swearing and other things. But I do believe in the Almighty God, and I'm going to tell you, if you're ever going to watch a Jesus movie, an Italian made this movie in Italy, and the authenticity of this movie is incredible. This movie, to me, is definitely the best Jesus movie ever made. I've watched every single Jesus movie. I mean, Passion of the Christ, I would put up there, but I just don't like subtitles. You know, in certain movies, it bothers me. And that movie, I wish they didn't use the, they made it so, he made it so authentic, Mel Gibson, and I didn't like it as much. Now, I think if they spoke English in that movie, it would have been a little more enjoyable, but I'll still put this Jesus movie against it. And this would be my number 5, and it's Jesus of Nazareth. And here we go.
Behold, the Lamb of God, who takes unto himself the sins of the world.
Sir, give me of this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw.
All right, so you found your way back.
I did.
So that movie there is my number 5. It's a religious movie. If you are a religious person, I promise you, if you watch that movie, when it's done, you will be lifted a little bit. You will feel a little different for that moment. I mean, it actually will give you a little bit of goosebumps. It's the best, to me, it's the best Jesus movie ever made. I've watched a lot of different ones, King of Kings, The Greatest Story Ever Told. They're all good, but that movie's really authentic. So we're down, Eliza, you missed out a little bit. I mean, you could run it down real quick, but we're up to number 4. I don't know where you were. You were at
I was at 8. I was at 8.
Just break it down, go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then at 4 we'll stop and you can tell us a little bit.
Okay.
So what do you got at number 7?
Okay, so number 7 would be because I had it before I had to sit there and leave my
just tell us the title and we'll get all the way up to 4 because I don't want to.
Okay.
So you got 7 is what?
My number 7 would have to be freaking Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, great movie with Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
And
honestly, I think it's a beautiful love story. Everybody else sees it as a horror movie.
yeah. Number
let me
6.
see. Number 6 would have to be honestly, The Matrix. Believe
Another
it or not.
Keanu Reeves fan. You must like Keanu, but it is a great movie.
Really do.
And let's go to number 5, and we could talk about that.
Okay, number 5 would be the freak. It's something in the window. I'm trying to remember. It's a Johnny Depp movie, but it's also a Stephen King movie where
Edward Scissorhands or something. No, that's not him.
No.
Yeah, she's talking about Secret Window.
Secret Window.
I've never seen that. I got to write that one down.
Oh my God, you'll love it.
Let me pull it up on the screen. I just want to see what it looks like, because I don't think I've ever seen that with Johnny Depp.
Man, look, I love that. I love the way they did that movie. Oh my goodness.
So he looks like, what is he, like what is he in
writer.
this movie?
He's a writer.
Oh, yes. I'm going to watch this tonight because I don't think I've seen this one. And I'm a Johnny Depp guy. You know, I think he's a good actor.
Oh man, you'll love this. You will love how they did this.
Yep.
And my number 4 would be The Skeleton Key.
The Skeleton Key. Let's see. I'm going to have to write these down because I haven't seen these movies. I guess they're just kind of not my type, but if they're that good, I'll watch them. Like, so these are horror. You like a lot of this horror and mystical stuff. I like it.
Well, the reason why is because, you know, just like in inspirational movies, there's a hint of truth. In horror movies, in certain type of horror movies, there's a hint of truth. In Skeleton
Key,
I'll put it like this: it is a different culture and a different understanding from a different culture, and the main cultural factor would be what can people consider voodoo. And for the Western society or the Western civilization always sees it as something negative.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, it can be, but there's also a light side to it as well. But it's one of those. This was more about historical Bane magic. I'm not going to get into that because that's not my place.
I got you. So she's like, they're good magic people, like White Witch or something like that?
Not exactly. I'm going to give you a very general sense. All magic is neutral. It has magic itself cannot be white nor black. It's all depending on the user and what their intents are. And with this, the intent, well, I can't tell y'all the intent because that's going to ruin the movie. But
the only thing I'll tell you is I disagree with the neutral, but I don't want to get into it because I'm religious. So kind of, if you read the Bible, you're not really supposed to do any type of magic.
Well, no. But believe it or not, if you're actually, and I'm just going to go ahead and give this little tidbit, more so to you, Pops. Believe it or not, those that actually follow the religion of hoodoo, actually, it stems from Neo-Catholicism.
Okay.
So a lot of those that actually are practitioners of hoodoo and some voodoo practices, because they are different. It's almost like Christianity compared to Catholicism. They're technically the same, but they're very, very different.
Gotcha.
So with that, it is behind the same type of religious beliefs that we both share, which are based off of Christianity and the understanding thereof.
So this is a movie I'm going to watch anyway. I wrote it down. I got to bring this up because JP put one of my favorite movies up there. I would put it in my top 20 probably. Best Civil War movie to me, Glory. I thought Denzel Washington was amazing in that movie. Top notch, 5-star movie. If you've never seen it, great movie. The only thing that I didn't like too much, I forgot his name. He plays like the captain, the white guy. I forgot what his name is. He played in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I think that was the same actor. What was his name?
Okay.
He's in Glory. I don't think he fit the part.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, he did a good job. I just think they could have picked somebody better than him.
Yeah.
But the rest of the cast, Morgan Freeman's in there. He's great in that movie. a classic, and I had to give a shout out to JP with that one, and he likes Man on Fire, so you're a Denzel guy. I got you. So,
I love Man on Fire.
Yeah, we're down to the top 4. Hands down for me. I mean, this movie could be my number 2, maybe, but it wouldn't be my number 1. But it is my number 4 pick. Gladiator with Russell Crowe, and here we go.
Honestly, I did.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Who is he?
I'm required to kill, so I kill.
Tell me your name.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Commander of the armies of the North. Loyal servant to the true Emperor, Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son. Husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next. Win the crowd. And you will win your freedom.
Are you not entertained?
Today I saw a slave become more powerful than the Emperor of Rome.
I will give them something they've never seen before.
Am I not merciful? What we do in life echoes in eternity.
Will you remove your helmet and tell me your name?
My name is Gladiator. Father to a murdered son. Husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance.
Today I saw a slave become more powerful than the Emperor of Rome.
They said you were a giant. I shall cheer for you.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Am I not merciful? What we do in life echoes in eternity.
General became
That
a
was a
slave.
wonderful movie.
The slave who became a gladiator. The gladiator defied an emperor. Only a famous death will do.
The frost. Sometimes it makes the blade stick.
You find yourself alone, riding in green fields with the sun on your face. Do not be troubled, for you are in Elysium, and you're already dead! Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity.
I like the Spaniard. I shall cheer for you.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Loyal servant to the true Emperor, Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son. Husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next.
Today I saw a slave become more powerful than the Emperor of Rome.
Strength and honor, strength and honor. I knew a man who once said death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back.
Smile for me now.
you not entertained? I'm sorry, that was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. Are you not entertained? That was a damn good movie. Your mic pops.
I said somebody's vibrating. Okay, we're good now. But yeah, I mean that movie is like, I don't know. That's just one of the greatest movies to me. I mean, it's right up there. I love that movie. The first 5 minutes of that movie I could watch 100 times. When he's just walking by his men and they're like acknowledging him and they're playing that music. The music with the movie is like, that's what makes it. It's the music that plays with the story, and I love that. But you know what's funny? I'm looking at like what movies I like, and I'm looking at what you like, and I'm looking at what Marcus likes, and it kind of gives you a description of the person. Like you could see, like now I've learned a lot more about you. I know what, like, you know, you like these like kind of out there type of movies, and your mind is out there, and that's great. You know, exactly. And I can see Marcus, he likes a little bit of laughter with a little bit of war. Like he likes that war type movies and historical.
I love Gladiator because I saw it as a comeback story. This man was on top of the world.
Hear you.
And a lot of times, whenever people are, you can't hear?
Nope.
I love. Can you hear me now?
Yep, better.
I loved Gladiator because it literally felt like a comeback story to me. There were so many, so many times in our life we feel like we're on top of the world and we're untouchable. And it only takes one thing to sit there and knock us all the way down to a rock bottom. And even though he was on rock bottom, he did not let that fucking stop him. He sat there and decided that, you know what? If nothing else, if I am not motivated by any other freaking emotion, I am motivated by correcting an injustice. And he sat there and did everything he needed to do to sit there and get back up in a way that I'm pretty sure he never expected. But then to get back up to where he was borderline more powerful than the fucking emperor and was able to sit there and do what the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then the way it ended, oh my God, beautiful. It was beyond beautiful. So that shows you the true power of perseverance.
Yeah. We got JP talking about 300. Great movie.
It's a really good action movie. Honestly, other than the action in it, nah.
So what I wanted to tell JP is, great movie, a lot of action, not realistic though. Too like kind of Lord of the Rings, which ain't no problem. But if you watch the original 300 Spartans, and that movie's out there, it is original. I gotta mute you because you're vibrating. It's realistic, where the second one was way better action and special effects, but not realistic. Because when they show that king coming from Persia, and he's like this giant, and he almost looks like he has magical powers and things. Not realistic, but great movie. I mean, and the second one even was great. I love that movie. I love when he kicks the guy down the well when they send that, and he goes, "I am Sparta," and he kicks the guy down the well. Epic, man, epic scene. But now we are down to. I know people.
I don't think I get my fourth.
What is your fourth?
I'd have to go with Watchmen. Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
Oh, hold on. I've seen that. I think I've seen it. It's a little gloomy type of. Yeah. Oh, I love Watchmen. It didn't do good in the box office for some reason. I wanted to see
part pretty
2.
Good. Yeah.
But they never made part 2 because they said it didn't do as good as they wanted it. But I love that movie.
Yeah. They made a show on the pay-per-view channels on the HBO. Yes.
Yep.
They made a show, but then they stopped it. It was a great story. It was a great comic tie-in around Nixon and Kennedy.
Great storyline. Yeah.
And it shows like, in order to have a success, you got to have a sacrifice. And sometimes heroes can be the villains,
Yeah. And show people a few pictures. Watchmen, very excellent, like that superhero type thing, but a little different. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I liked it too, and I feel like, you know what? Before we sit there and get to our top twos, we should have like honorary mentions.
Oh man, you want to get it all in, huh?
Well, not all of it. I like a lot of different things. I like superhero movies. I like action movies. I love horror movies because
right.
I see different things.
So when we
from
get to
different-
our top two, you could give us 2 honorary mentions each person.
All right. That'll
Well,
work.
we're not at the top 2 yet, so we got his number 4, and we're down to number 3. Marcus, being that we're with you right now, what is your number 3?
I gotta go with 2007 Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Downey Jr.
2000. I've seen that. Zodiac with Robert Downey.
Yep.
All right, let's put it up here. I want to just show people what it is. 2007 Zodiac. Ain't that, is it like a serial killer movie? What? Give us a little bit about what it is.
Yeah. So basically, 2007 Zodiac. They've done other incantations of it, but it's basically the Zodiac killer from the 70s and some of the 60s. You know, that did a killing spree throughout the state of California, and mostly northern and mid California. You know, and basically Robert Graysmith, who is being played by Jake Gyllenhaal, he's the cartoonist for the newspaper. He ends up deciphering certain codes that the Zodiac would sell. And then I can't remember Robert Downey Jr.'s character, but he's the guy that was in charge of, you know, being in charge of the paper section for investigating the Zodiac and asking questions. And then you have Mark Ruffalo as the lead investigating detective in the Zodiac, along with his partners right there.
Yeah, this guy here, he's a pretty good actor too. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great. It's a long movie though. It's about 3 hours long.
Yeah, a lot of suspense and stuff. I remember that. I like those type of movies too. That's kind of up Eliza's alley too. This type of movie, I know that. So Eliza, what is your number 3 before we get to honorable mentions? Your number 3. You broke up.
You're muted.
Oh, I'm muted?
No, Eliza. Eliza's muted.
Eliza, can you hear us? So you're at number 3. All right. Well, while you're trying to connect.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's your number 3?
Okay, my number 3 is Stand By Me.
Oh, lovely movie. Like it.
Stand By Me.
Similar to Sleep is like, you know, with the kids growing up and the music's great, you know. Stand By Me. Who are the young boys?
It was 4 best friends, and the very first time they ever discovered a real dead body, and how they, you know, back in the day when, you know, a lot of times kids went out together, and it was safe for their kids to be out as long as they were together. You know,
you had to go like we did when I was younger.
Right. And honestly, for me, those were good old days. That's almost like The Sandlot. It reminds me of good old days whenever I was able to go to my girlfriend's house, pick them up from the house, and we were, you know, it was 4 or 5 of us, and we would walk to the corner store or, you know, walk down the block or walk 4 and 5 miles out, and we didn't have a fucking care in the world, because if anybody sat there and tried to come to us, you know, we band together. So, I mean, you know, it reminded me of really, really good times for me, and, you know, the bond of brotherhood. Or, you know, especially in a child's mind, the bond of friendship.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and you see these kids living in a rural area. They go play in the train track. They did all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
I remember that. Exactly. So we're at number 3, Stand By Me, good music. Now, I'll give you my number 3. Then we're going to give the honorable mentions. We'll do 2 each. So we'll do them quick. We won't get into details just to get the movie out there in case somebody sees. So, my number 3, this could easily have been, it could have been my number 1, but I have to put it at 3 because I am picky with my number 1. And even my number 2 could have been my number 1. But so I would have even took the whole trilogy and said it would be 1, 2, 3. I mean, I just love Lord of the Rings. And this is my number 3, you know, the last one they made of Lord of the Rings.
The eye of the enemy is moving.
The end has come.
Every day, Frodo moves closer to Mordor. How do we know Frodo is alive? What does your heart tell you?
Come, Master. Come to Smeagol. This is your test. Every path you have trod through wilderness, through war, has led to this road.
The enemy will never let Aragorn come to the throne of Gondor.
It is time. Give him the sword of the king.
Become who you were born to be.
The precious will be ours. He means to murder us! I'm not sending him away.
Come, Smeagol.
The order said that. The pieces are moving.
He is here.
We come to it at last.
I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails. When we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day.
Whatever happens, stay with me.
This day, we fight!
All you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you.
We shall see the Shire again.
You gave away your life's grace. I cannot protect you anymore.
We cannot achieve victory through strength of arms.
Not for ourselves. But we can give Frodo a chance.
Okay, so that is my number 3. I don't, Return of the King. I don't gotta. It speaks for itself. That movie. I mean, I don't even. That's a no-brainer for me. All 3 of them were great. We're gonna get to the. We're gonna just because Eliza wanted to have a little. What did you say? We need honorable mentions. So
Yes.
just give us the 2 names of the movies and we'll move on because this show will last forever if we keep talking about everything. So what are your 2 honorable mentions?
My 2 honorable mentions. One is Lean on Me. Love that movie.
Similar to the other guy. Go ahead.
No, not quite.
Lean on
This
Me,
one-
like Stand By Me, kind of similar. No?
Yeah, but Lean on Me was it was a fucked up high school.
Yep,
It was a fucked up high school,
What's
and the
your
kids.
second one?
And my second one is The Princess Bride.
The what?
The Princess Bride.
Oh, okay. Yep, know that. How about you, Marcus? What's your top 2 honorable mentions?
I gotta put Man on Fire up there. Man on
Okay.
Fire. And I also gotta go with Glory Road.
All right.
Hold on, I got one more. I have one more I gotta mention.
Oh,
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. Great movie. Go ahead. Hey, Marcus, give us 3 because we gotta be fair. What's your third?
Probably I have to go with The Raid, the action movie.
The Raid? Okay.
Yeah.
My honorable mentions would be Die Hard. The first one, Bruce.
Shocker.
You got to watch that every Christmas. And I'll go with Goodfellas because I do like my gangster movies, but I can't put them in my top 10.
Why not?
Because I'm thinking like I'm stuck on an island. I kind of like need epics that I can keep watching,
Big fact.
I like my big army movies and stuff. You could see my personality just by what I'm like hero. Let's go to war. I'm like, I want to be that religious demon hunting warrior, but I'll go with, I'll have to put, I can't leave it out. I mean, I have to give it its credit. Either the first one or the second one, but I like the second one better. I'll go with The Godfather.
I knew it.
Honorable mention. So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. My number 2, I know none of you could guess. My number 1, I think a couple of you know it already, but don't blow it. But my number 2 could have been my number 1, but I'll save that for a moment. Well, let's go to Eliza's number 2. I mean, we're getting down there now. What is your number 2 movie? Which could have been your number 1. I mean, almost
Can you hear
like 1. Huh?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Goonies. The Goonies.
Goonies.
Goonies never say die. The Goonies.
Goonies is a great flick, especially for kids. Like when my son was growing up, I said, "Did you never seen the Goonies? You got to watch the Goonies."
The Goonies. Yes.
Yeah, there they are, the Goonies. Oh, let me put them up on the screen. There they are, the Goonies. That is, I think, Spielberg made Goonies.
Yes.
It's
yes.
It's a really good.
I love Chuck. Love Chuck.
It's a Raiders of the Lost Ark for children.
Exactly.
I like
exactly.
It's a great movie. So we're gonna go to you, Marcus. What's your number 2?
My number 2 would have to be any of the Avengers movies.
Okay, so the Avengers, period. Like, but the last one,
yeah, Avengers.
Endgame.
Yeah,
I thought Endgame was like, wow. You know, Endgame was I could put that in like maybe my sci-fi type category, but it's a great movie. I can't even.
Hey, but like you said, I got to be stuck on an island, so I got to have some stuff that's going to entertain me.
Oh, that is definitely. You know what? Entertainment wise, Avengers is awesome. I'm just not. I kind of hate Marvel. I used to love. I love the Avengers, this movie, but I just hate Marvel now because I found out with a lot of their agendas are evil.
Well, okay, hold on, Pop. Don't put that off on Marvel because we have to take one thing into consideration. One, I'm a huge Marvel fan. But please understand, before Stan Lee died, it had a whole different road it was going. Once Stan Lee died and he was not there to critique or to sit there and rip anybody else a new asshole for fucking his shit up. Yeah. They literally sat there and took it and turned it something different. But you know what? To Mr. Rodriguez, I agree with you 100% because honestly, the hardest thing for me was my number 2 is any of the X-Men. And I love the X-Men because a lot of people don't know this, but the whole idea behind Professor Xavier and Magneto was actually supposed to be the same premise behind Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Mm-hmm. And you know, all the X-Men or all the mutants were supposed to be the equivalent to black folks, and that was literally a comic that was supposed to show other cultures how we were being treated and put them in our shoes so they could actually see us as more human, or they could empathize with our plight than they were able to do based off of just looking at us in race and what society was telling them that was acceptable. So honestly, any of the X-Men, and this goes from comic animated series all the way to movies.
Well, I do love, I actually like all the Marvel movies, but like I said, maybe recently, but Avengers would be right up there. Avengers could make, especially Endgame, could make my top 20 for sure. It's a great movie, though. So my number 2, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I would say half the people watching have seen it. Half of you wouldn't maybe have seen it because you really don't know how great this movie is. This movie's cast is all real. There is no trick photography. Okay, the special effects were way ahead of their time. It's historical and it is. Great actors too.
What was the movie?
We'll get into it. I'm just making you wait.
He's building it up. Look, you see, he cheating. He's building it up.
Well, the reason why this movie, and it's religious. There's fights. There's wars. There's all kinds of stuff in it, and it's old school. It really should be my number one.
Lay down.
But I'm biased to my number one just because I've always said if I was going to die, that's the movie I want to watch. But this probably is really deep down. It's my number one, but I'm going to give it my number two. All right.
Okay.
And it is the Ten Commandments. The old
Yours was the face I saw above my cradle. The only mother I've ever known.
But my feet are set upon a road that I must follow.
From director Cecil B. DeMille.
I will teach thee. Men shall be ruled by law, not by the will of other men.
Slaves are mine.
The Academy Award-winning film.
Let my people go.
Of the unforgettable definitive Bible story.
I know not his God, neither will I let his people go.
You have not obeyed the Lord.
This night, the Lord our God will deliver us from the bondage of Egypt.
They shall die under my chariot wheels.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Starring some of film's greatest legends. The greatest epic of all time.
Behold his mighty hand. Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
The Ten Commandments.
Yes.
So
I used to watch that every Christmas. Every Christmas.
It doesn't get any better than that as far as like a biblical type movie back in Egypt. I mean, you're getting a little bit of everything. Actors are phenomenal. I mean, I don't know if you guys know who Edward G. Robinson is. That guy and Yul Brynner, that bald guy, they're equivalent to the best actors of today. And I just had to mute you because you're vibrating. You must be having a drag race, Eliza. So we're at number two, right? Everybody got their number two. Let's see the audience kind of. Enough. Watch stream. Girls here. I don't know who this guy is, so we're gonna block him, and we're gonna, because I don't need people retarded in the thing. So we love Gladiator, and we're not really anybody else commenting too much. So we are down to the number one slots. Now these movies, I'm dying to hear Eliza's, and I'm kind of thinking I know.
I told you yesterday.
But I'm gonna let Marcus take the glory for his number one. But I think I know what it is. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I want to let you guess.
I'm gonna tell you.
Guess.
I'm guessing Full Metal Jacket.
No.
All right. So I was wrong, but it's kind of up your alley. Full Metal Jacket. What is your number one, Marcus?
Oh man.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'd have to go with Rocky IV.
Woo! I'm a Rocky guy. Rocky IV though. That's with the Russian, right?
With Drago. Yep.
Yeah, that was a great. I mean, I don't know which Rocky I like better, 2, 3, or 4. I like Mr. T. I liked when he
Apollo.
beat the second one, Apollo. I mean, kind of 2, I wanted him to win, so I was so pumped up because I knew he was winning in the second one. The first one, I went home, I was miserable. But 4 was like unique, man. 4, you know what it is with 4? I didn't know what I was going to get with number 4. So that's why I thought 4 was awesome. I didn't like the one with the kid, though. That one I didn't
Tommy
like.
Gunn.
Yeah, I hated that one. I think that was the worst Rocky ever. And even the last one I didn't like too much. I don't know. After the Rocky 4, I think the Rocky series went down. Balboa was okay. Kind of showed you goodbye. He was kind of saying, this is the last one I'm going to make.
The Creed movies did really good, though. The Creed movie did good.
It was all right. The Creed movie was good. I think the guy that played the part, I like him as an actor. He's a good actor. The guy that played Creed.
I think the reason why for me Rocky 4 hit more because you have his best friend, which is Apollo, passing. Mickey's gone, Coach Mickey, who died in the third one.
Yeah,
and then you had and then you got the uncle. He's falling in love with the robot.
Yeah,
and then the son and the wife just being there, and then having to go to Russia around that time in that era back in history when it was in the Cold War era ish.
Yep.
And you know, so it was all great. It was awesome. He's like that speech he gave at the end. If you could change, I could change. We all could change.
Difference.
Yep.
No, I think it was a classic, man. Rocky. You know, well, Sylvester Stallone's really not tall. He's like barely 5'9", if that, maybe 5'8".
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like when he was training with the steroids and shit. Because you know that was like a hint. Like the Russians were cheating in the Olympics with steroids. And they kind of showed it in the movie what they're doing. They kind of gave us a hint, like, yeah.
Remember Lake Placid with the USA team?
Yeah, they were cheating like crazy. Oh, Miracle was a great movie, as far as motivational. So we're down to Eliza's number one. I know this is going to be, I don't know. It's going to be a really, I know whatever she says, it's going to shock me.
Let's say a horror movie, probably.
But let's hear your number one, Eliza. I mean, this is the real deal here.
I told you guys yesterday, my favorite movie of all time is The Lost Boys. This is with Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. It's a vampire movie. I even named my dog and my animals after the characters in the movie. I love the movie.
I think your favorite. I mean, after we're done with our number one, I want to hear your favorite actor is because I think it's Corey Feldman. You love his movies.
I am a huge fan of the
afterwards, though.
Because he had awesome movies like Silver Bullet, you know, Lost Boy. You know, he had some really awesome movies. You know, Stand By Me.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Who is that?
David and Michael.
Is that Sutherland there? Who is that?
Yeah,
in there?
well,
and then to the far right, Bill and Ted right there.
Right here is who?
Yes, I can't remember what his name is, but he played
looks like Sean Penn's relative or something.
Yeah, he played at Bill and Ted.
Yep.
He played with Keanu Reeves and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
And you like it. They turn into vampires. I remember that.
Ugly looking rats.
Yeah. I tell you, if I was your husband, I would sleep with a cross next to you.
That's literally what I was thinking.
I would put a little garlic around my neck
Put
at
some
night.
holy water.
I would wear one, but here's the thing. So Lost Boys wasn't so much about being vampires. If you watch the movie, it's literally the transition.
I think we're losing her.
It's the transition that Michael is going through. He's new in a town. He has no friends. There is one girl that has captured his attention, of course, teenage boys. And then he's being baited and peer pressured into becoming part of this group. And the main thing that I was able to focus on is the fact that, you know, siblings, whenever they're growing up, half the time they can't stand each other. But whenever you love your other sibling so much that you're willing to go to ends that you did not know you're willing to go to save your brother or to save your sister, whenever it comes down to the nitty gritty, that's some real love. That's like some 70s, 80s, 90s fucking love. We ain't got that shit no more. Nowadays, that shit is nothing more than a fucking movie. Now you got somebody that'll sit there and sell their little brother right down the fucking road. You got women that'll sell their kids for drugs. So, I mean, honestly, whenever I'm reminded of the level of loyalty that we had back then as a people, that shit gives me a sense of pride and a sense of calm and a sense of peace. We ain't got that shit no more. That's one of the reasons I love that movie so much. On top of the fact that it was the big brother. And it was the little brother that saved the big brother.
I think you like the old movies because it gives you a better way of looking at life. Like life wasn't always like it is now. It was people were a lot better then than we are now. And you like that. You're old. You got an old soul. That's what it is. So we're getting
I've always been told that. Yeah.
So now we're getting into number one, Marcus, with you, right? We did your number one yet?
Yeah.
Oh, we did do it already. Okay.
Rocky number 4.
So you're done with your number one?
Yep.
Okay. I can't remember sometimes. I get brain dead. So my number one, I mean, if I had to pick a movie that this is kind of like who I want to be, this is the guy, no doubt about it. 10 Commandments though could have been my number one with no problem, but this is who I would I want to be this guy. I mean, this is the guy. I mean, this is the man to me. I mean, in real life, it wasn't as good as like they exaggerated the movie, but they made him better than in what he was in real life. But and the actor, I don't even have to tell you my favorite actor because this guy is my favorite actor. So here we go. At number one, Pop's number one movie, Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Here we
I came back home to raise crops and, God willing, a family.
So you want me to marry you then?
Well, that's a bit sudden, but all right.
Is that what you call a proposal?
I love you. Always have. I want to marry you.
In a land of timeless beauty, William Wallace was a man of peace.
I want to stay here with you.
And I with you.
You say you want to stay out of the troubles? If I can live in peace, I will.
But when they threatened his world,
Edward Longshanks is the most ruthless king ever to sit on the throne of England.
Scotland. My land.
And the woman he loved.
I want a home and shelter. It's all for nothing if you don't have freedom.
He was driven to war.
Go back to England and tell them there that Scotland's daughters and her sons are yours no more.
A rebellion has begun.
Under who?
William Wallace.
He rallies new volunteers in every Scottish town.
We've come to fight and to die for you. Stand up, man. I'm not the Pope.
Pick a flock of your finest assassins and set a meeting.
My lord, Wallace is renowned for his ability to smell an ambush.
We'll dispatch our future queen with the notion that she comes in peace.
Longshanks desires peace.
He declares it to me, I swear it.
You tell your king, William Wallace will not be ruled, nor will any Scot will I live.
He waits for you at York. If you are man enough to come and face him.
Why do you help me?
Because of the way you are looking at me now.
Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight. Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing.
We can't beat an army. We can! And we will! Would you be willing, for one chance, just one chance, to tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
If we win, we'll have what none of us have ever had before. A country of our own.
Mel Gibson, Braveheart.
Yep. That
You know
is
what?
my number one, hands down.
I got a movie that you should watch. It's called The Priest.
The Priest?
I
Is
think
that
you will
with the-
enjoy it.
Wait,
I've seen it.
Is that with the? Oh,
It's a
never
good
mind. I thought it
movie.
was something else.
Well,
I like
you
The
know,
Priest.
okay, every single time Pops will say, you know what, I just want to be a demon killing, blah, 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 blah. I think of The Priest. I really do. Because what was he? He was a demon hunter. That's
Oh, wait
what
a
he
minute.
was.
I don't know if I seen this one. Let me.
Is that the one with the?
I seen Priest, but I didn't see The Priest. I'm gonna watch that right after I get off this show.
Yes,
Yeah.
The Priest was the shit.
You know what
Okay.
people don't realize though about Braveheart? They don't realize the love story part of it. People don't see that part. Now, he loved that woman so much. It was ridiculous. It was true love. And I've always said this. And I'll be honest, I found it once, but it didn't work out. But to me, the luckiest man on the planet is the man who finds true love. Because most people go through life, and I would say 95, and they never find that. And, you know, when you see he found that, it was amazing, you know. And that part of that story, they don't really get it. You know, they overlook that part. Even when he meets the Queen of France, she loves him because of what he is, you know. And I thought that was cool, though, the love story part of it, that, you know, he married her in secret. He wouldn't share her with no one. And I love I don't know if you've seen the movie, but the Irish guy that joins Mel Gibson's army, and he just says he's from Ireland, and he goes in for for an Irishman to find his equal, he has to talk to the Almighty, and he looks up and he goes, "Father, This can't be William Wallace. I love that guy. That guy's a psycho. I love crazy people too. You know, like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon 4 with his eyes and he gets all nuts. Because I get like that. So, yeah, that's my guy for sure. But now we're going to do favorite actors. We didn't do it. Mine's Mel Gibson, so I don't got to go further. Who's yours?
I wanted to piggyback off of that. You know, how you were able to see the love story in that. Believe it or not, I feel the exact same way about Bram Stoker's Dracula. This man died. Okay, so this man went to war. He went to war for God. He came back. The other army sat there and lied to his wife to where she took her life. He literally cried so hard and with so much emotion, he condemned God. When he condemned God, everybody thought he was cursed. So here's how I see it. I want y'all to think about it like this. God, even though he condemned God, God gave him a blessing. A lot of people didn't see it that because he became a monster, but he gave him temporary immortality so that he lived long enough to see the love of his life. And then at the end of the movie, once again, a lot of people don't peep this because they're looking at all the blood, gore, and all this other shit. This man gave his life back to God before he died. So when he died, his soul was actually able to go to heaven. Literally. Now, mind you, not everybody's the same. But if you actually really pay attention to Dracula, that's what the whole freaking movie was about. It was a punishment, but it was a punishment. It was not a curse. Literally, he was condemned to be on this earth to watch millions of the loved ones die and everything else so he could appreciate, he could be able to appreciate God, the only one that were able to truly have the power between life and death. That was the whole lesson behind him becoming a vampire. Okay? Yeah. Because he sat there and said, you know what, I want you to just kill me and blah, blah, blah. And then what did God do? You sitting here talking shit, so I'm going to make sure your ass live forever. You're going to sit there and learn this, even if it takes you a minute to learn it. The only way he learned it is that he was able to see the love of his life, the one person that stopped him from doing everything. He said the very first time he was sitting there and trying to kill her friend, and she came out. He sat there and said, oh my God, please forgive me. Do not allow her to see me. He sat there and presented himself in a way that he thought that, she fell in love with him last time. And he had to reinvent himself. That means he had to rediscover himself. He had to rediscover his humanity. The things that he thought that he lost. Afterwards, whenever she was in the process of being seduced into becoming a vampire, he could have easily made her a bride. He did not, because he loved her so much and he knew what he was condemning her to do, even if she did not know. Even if she sat there and only saw the parts, the surface parts. And then afterwards, he allowed himself to be connected to her, knowing that the hunters were with him or were with her to sit there and kill him. He allowed him, told her that he loved her. He apologized to her, apologized to God. And once he was able to be beheaded, his soul went to heaven. People don't see that part of the movie. They just sit there and see that he's a monster. He can turn into a wolf. He can turn into smoke. He can turn into rats. He can do all this shit. Nobody actually paid attention to the shit. And that's one of the reasons I love that movie.
I like the love story part of that movie, though. It was good.
Even with that part of that movie, I sit there and tell you that even when shit is going wrong and it's not the way you expect it, if you continue to sit there and if you continue to follow God the way you were supposed to and honestly surrender to him, you will come back where you need to be, to where you will find your peace. People don't realize that because they want shit that's here right now. You have to understand, your timing is not the same as God's timing, and you have to learn to be patient. And whenever you are patient, you will sit there and be able to experience, once again, perspective. He sat there and saw it as negative. Many, many people that were around him wanted that gift. They sat there and saw it as an opportunity. Do you see what I'm saying? And even with that, he was still able to sit there and apologize to be with his father. A lot of people don't see it like that. I always have, even from a little kid. That's why I've always loved that movie, and I've always considered it a love story. Not just to her, but it's also a love story to God, depending on how deep you look at it. Always.
Great aspect of how to look at it. But yeah, I'm on point with that too. I knew that was a love story in there. I enjoyed that part too. Now, Marcus, just give us your Favorite actor?
I don't have a actor. I have actors, so I got.
Well, you gotta pick one. There is no honorable mention.
No. I got a Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I gotta go with Leonardo DiCaprio. I gotta go with Jake Gyllenhaal. I gotta go with Denzel.
Well, you gave well, who's your one? You got to pick one.
Man,
I got 5 actors I like too, but Gibson is my guy. That's it.
Man,
we can't give you 5 choices. This is a show. You got to pick one.
All right, man. I guess I gotta go with Leo. Gotta go with Leo.
It's a great actor. There's no. I mean, you know when I really realized he was a great actor? When he played that movie with the bear and he was wrestling with that bear.
The Revenant.
Yeah, man. And I love the other guy, the other actor too. He's great.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I love
one of my
Tom.
favorites.
He's one of my favorites too. I mean, I got a lot of different favorites. I actually like Hardy. DiCaprio's a great actor, but I like Hardy even better than DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Hardy play that TV series Taboo?
No, but I heard of it.
Yo.
When it comes
you'll love that, Eliza. You will love Taboo.
Oh man, I think I've seen it.
Is like that shit is right up your alley. What he's doing voodoo and shit, sitting in the woods naked with all this shit going. Yo, you gotta watch Taboo. It's a TV series. I'm so pissed off they ended it.
You know what? I did hear about it. I haven't seen it.
Now,
but when it comes
to next week,
hold on. When it comes to my favorite actors, I don't have a favorite because it's between these two.
No, you got to pick one.
Okay. No, no, I don't. No, I refuse.
There is no ties.
Okay, yes, there is. It's a tie. It is a tie between Robin Williams and Johnny Depp.
Yeah. That's
Robin Williams.
Two different characters, both great actors.
Well, yes. But whenever it comes to them sitting there and performing their art, Robin Williams, everything from a comedian down to a serious fucking actor, no matter what movie it was, you gonna feel some type of way.
She's at the Daytona 500 right now.
Yeah, we can't. You're like your car. I don't know if your car.
She's shifting racing. Like Fast and the Furious right now.
I guess your husband's driving and he's going down.
Yeah, he is.
But all right, so we got that, and you know, she has 2. Marcus has 5, and I got plenty. But I have to just say, hey, Mel Gibson is my guy. If I had to just pick a number 2 out of my head, Charlton Heston's one of the greatest actors, but never got credit. Young kids don't know about who he is, but when you see all the movies he's made. Now, here's what we're going to do. You guys, next week, maybe I'll give you my email or something. You email your movies so I could start to put some of the movies into the show, the things that you like. You know, I'll put some clips and stuff. Because for me to download them and show them off the internet, I don't know why. There's a problem with StreamYard that no matter what browser I'm using, it ain't showing the volume. I have to actually preload them into StreamYard, which is ridiculous. I don't know why it's doing it to me, but I'm gonna Google it, see maybe if I can figure it out, because this way. So we're gonna do the next show of when we do movie shows. We're gonna do it on, what was I saying? Oh, top 10 TV episode shows.
TV
so
shows.
We're going from TV shows now. No movies, TV shows. Which I'm real good at that too.
I got a list already.
I got a binge one.
All I gotta do is go to my Amazon Prime, baby. I'm ready.
They're probably all gonna be like, out of the 10, we're probably gonna have 5 in common. Probably, I would say. Maybe you not, Eliza. I don't know, man. You're deep. So I think me and Marcus will have probably 4 or 5 of them will be on point.
I'm already gonna drop one of them. I'll drop one of them right now. Narcos Mexico.
It's not my top 10, so that's good that you mentioned that. That's not my top 10, but it's a great TV
Breaking
series.
Bad.
I was going to say Breaking Bad. Yeah, and if you want something similar to Breaking Bad, which ain't in my top 10, but it's Ozarks.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite shows.
You like Breaking Bad, you'll like Ozark. It ain't in my top 10, but I ain't giving you no info.
I've seen Ozark, but I also like Narcos.
Yeah,
I do. I like Narcos.
I know I got my 10 in my head. I could bang them out right now, but you're going to have to wait for that. And I want to thank you guys for coming down. I hope you guys enjoyed this show that did tune in. You know, this is just, I'm trying to break it up. I got to do stuff different. I'm sick and tired of doing what's going on in the world, depression. Yeah, we can't always be depressed, right? We got to try to forget about this shit sometimes. So I will leave off with, I think this intro is going to be interesting. It's a rap song. Actually, my son has made some of these rap songs. And this one, I like it because like that movie Glory, I did all the video of the rap. I like all my son's rap songs, most of them, I've done all the video editing. But this is one I just like to, we'll leave off with this one. It's pretty good. And
the sharing of biased and false.
That's not it. So maybe it's this one. And
I've lived the art of war, rose to 48 laws of power. I've read the learned protocols of elders of the cowards. It took 100 years to barely build a tower. The challenge God's authority is shattered in an hour. We represent the crowner. Yeshua feel the sounder. Vibrational waves when I call upon his name. And the Torah's written language was observed upon the plates. And the sand revealed the symbols and the alphabet was made. And the Alpha and Omega where the word begins. Yahweh came in the flesh and kept the word with him. And Yeshua was inserted, bruised the head of the serpent.
And upon his return he ruled 1,000 years.
Why must we carry guns and point them at our brothers in the street? You must be cooking something, Father, cause I feel the heat. Pray it defrost their hustle, they can finally feel it beat. Pray it defrost their hustle, they can finally feel it. I serve the Most High God of righteousness and honor. He said to use the word of sword inside it kept the armor. He said you wanna step back, I'm about to drop a bomb. A holy hand grenade and I'm talking about a psalm. 16:1, preserve me, oh God, for on thee I put my trust. No man can stand before me, his energy engulfed me, turning every one of his enemies in the dust. Used to worship less of God, simply nuisance into us, who struggled in confusion, turning metal into rust. You see I'm coming in the image of I am, for I am not, for I am a man imperfect, therefore I infect the internet with vocal cords and the will intent connected through the chakra, directly to the Father. So if you hear me, brother, get your weapon when you hear the trumpets. At night we look into the sky expecting to see something. Father, what is up with 2021? Why must we carry guns and point them at our brothers in the street? You must be cooking something, Father, cause I feel the heat. Pray it defrost the heart so they can finally feel it beat. Why must we carry guns and point them at our brothers in the street? You must be cooking something, Father, cause I feel the heat. Pray it at least defrost their heart so they can feel it beat. Pray it at least defrost their heart so they can feel it beat. 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 Beat.
Pops, can't hear you, Pops.
That is the end of the show. Just want to thank everybody once again for coming. Next show that we do is a trio. Will be top 10 TV shows. We could do that tomorrow or the next day. Maybe you want to take a break, a day break. We'll do it Friday. Tomorrow I'll just maybe do an open panel if I decide to do a YouTube. Okay. Top 10 TV shows is next. That'll be Friday. We'll do it around the same time. I guess this was a good time for YouTube.
Yep.
So I remember this is a good time. We'll do it at this time around 5 o'clock-ish. All right. And, everyone, may the Almighty bless you and your family and be safe. And Pops out.
God bless. See you guys.